watch Prime Monday Night Hockey. Andy Petrillo here with the captain of the Montreal Canadiens, who leads the team at 21 points. Nick, the team is in its first slump of the year. What are some of the things you feel you need to get back to that led to early season success?
Just bringing a little more energy, forechecking, and playing defensively harder. I think are the two keys for us tonight, so hopefully we can bring that.
I know you've been hearing a lot about the power play. It hasn't scored in the last 5, but what are you seeing out there that you think can get it going again?
Yeah, I think just confidence with the puck is a bit lower now during this streak, and we just want to get back to being simple, get more pucks in net, using each other, and we got a lot of talent on the power play, so I'm not really too worried about it.
You're missing some key players due to injury, so what's the message to the team to rally around those absences?
It's just next man up. We've been in these situations before as a team, and we got a lot of depth on this roster and calling guys up, so it's just next man up and we get it going.
All right, best of luck.
All right, thank you.
Home Ice Access continues right now here on Amazon Prime. And one of the coolest things we do is a little something we call eavesdropping. Listening in on John Forsland, Thomas Hickey, and Jody Shelley as they're watching these line rushes right now. Take a look at them. Listen to the fellas.
Just watching Jack Guy down here at ice level, guys. He's stroked over the red line a couple times here.
I saw that, Jody.
See that? He almost hit Monahan there once. I wonder. He knows he's got Matthew Olivier on the other side. Maybe he's trying to get the juices going here early.
You know what's funny, talking to Dean Evison today, and he's just like, I don't know why guys want to fight Olivier. I don't know why guys willingly do it. I mean, you did that, Jody, but he's in a league of his own, isn't he?
I get a little bit queasy when someone drops a glove with him. I'm not exaggerating, because he's very dialed in with how he's fighting right now. He knows what's coming and he practices it and he's ready for anything. So it's a tall task. You have to be really prepared. I would just grab him and hold on to him for as long as I could and then try to get a couple in and maybe fall down. But guys go wide open with him.
You would know. Jody would.
I'd try to get off the ice.
Get off the ice.
You would know.
Jody, you know him well. Do you guys talk about fighting at all?
Yeah, I've talked to Olivier a little bit. He's been boxing since he was 10 years old. He's, he enjoys the art, I guess, of boxing, and he studies guys around the league and what he likes to do. He likes the straight punches and some hooks. So He's detailed in that department. And, you know, guys, he had 18 goals last year.
He can play the game, you know, and he gets around the ice. So he's an impactful player. If you could find a guy like that in today's game, you're on to something.
But how about this game tonight? I mean, you got two young teams, youngest team in the NHL, high flying, and a lot of great skill. This should be a fun one to watch.
The Canadiens are going through something they haven't gone through all year, right? This is not, you know, there's injuries, but there's also spotty play right now that they got to snap out of.
It's inevitable, right? You're going to go through it at some point. I don't know. I was talking Montreal earlier today and everyone's talking about that. Is there a better time for them to go through something than right now? Like, you start well, you're in a good spot, 3 in a row. Every team's going to go through that in an NHL season. There's a time to do it. I think it's well before playoffs. It's before you're going to get a break and when you're sitting pretty good in the standings.
Canadiens are taking Slavkovsky as we look at line rushes here. They off the first line. They'll be on the second line. And Zach Bolduc get a chance to go up with Caulfield and Suzuki, at least to start tonight by the looks of things out here.
You know what that might do is, like when we talked to Marty this morning, he talked about pace with Bolduc. Like he moves his feet, he's so effective, he gets physical. I wonder if playing guys like that, like Caulfield's off, he's taken down the ice all the time, Jody. Like you're going to see him, as you know, he'll get behind defensemen. Suzuki's going to find anyone. Maybe that gets even more pace in Bolduc's game.
I think so. I think that there is a different purpose when you play with those skilled players as a guy like Bolduc. You know, he's got to be the first on the forecheck, right? I mean, you want to be effective every shift. I'm not going to score every shift, but with those guys, when he's playing tonight with Caulfield and Suzuki, I mean, he's got to be jacked up, and I think that'll get his feet moved. So he's a left-handed shot playing the left wing. Might help him a little bit, you know. He's a guy that's can bring more in that physicality and kind of with the puck reliability. We'll see how that changes for him too.
Jody, what about Marchenko that we don't see? Okay, we get the points. He's on an 11-game heater. You know, well, you see him every day.
Remember last week in Edmonton how hard he battled a couple shifts to get pucks back? This guy wants to be a superstar. And Hicks, I mean, you're a defenseman. You got a guy like that who just doesn't sit in the weeds and comes after you. It's kind of a different animal and sometimes surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And the part of his game, I think, that sort of unlocks everything, he gets open at such a high rate. Like you think of top, like right-handed scorers that sort of play that style. I mean, I know he's not David Pastrnak. He's got a little bit more power to his game, but he gets open just as good as anyone. When you're a big guy, sometimes it's tougher because you stand out a little bit more, but off the rush, on the power play, it doesn't really matter. Like, he's got an unbelievable one-timer. He gets open so well.
He works at it too. I mean, these guys, there's no surprise the guys we talk about, you know, take that next step. They work at it. He works at it diligently, daily, and he's always talking hockey, like nonstop. Mostly in Russian, so I'm pretty sure it's about hockey, but I see him talking to his line mates, teammates all the time. It's a true passion.
He's a big boy too.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Well, we got a Buckeye in goal tonight, former Buckeye, Jakub Dobish. And the Canadiens, they got to settle down that situation between the pipes and get Montembeault back to where he was. And this kid started by winning his first 6 games. It's a big start for him tonight.
It's a huge start. Coming into the year, that was sort of the one thing I had checked off my list that's not going to be an issue in Montreal. Right? Dobish, really good last year. You didn't know if he was going to be the same, but you got Sam Montembeault, and then, you know, really high pedigree prospects, and you got a third-string captain that's insurance for you. I didn't think it was going to be something we'd be talking about, but they'll work out of it. I'm not concerned about Montreal's goaltending. I think maybe Dobish has just clouded the situation. It's been Montembeault's net for years, right?
Right.
A little bit more interesting now.
Well, let's take a look at the Habs tonight, boys. Here they are, and we made note of it when we saw the line rushes for the first time. That Slavkovsky will play with Oliver Kapanen and Demidov.
So Slavkovsky goes from being always the youngest guy, first overall pick. He's the veteran on that line now.
Yes, he is.
Kapanen and Demidov.
That'll be a fun line to watch. Yeah, Demidov, I mean, This team has been electric out of the gate, like almost must-watch TV, Montreal Canadiens, you know? And we saw Demidov, I mean, when he arrived in Montreal, it was a rock star status immediately. Right away. And he hasn't disappointed, so amongst other players on this team, they'll be trying to get open and trying to get their speed going here tonight.
And it was on Prime, by the way. For those who are scoring at home.
Jody was there.
Jody was there.
I was there.
And Jody was
We weren't at the airport with some fans who were there to greet him when he arrived in Montreal, which it tells you the excitement around Demidov.
See that 29 on their helmet for the legendary Ken Dryden, who passed away way too early during the offseason. Canadians are wearing that on their lids all season.
Fun to excited to watch him. Davidson,
Jared Davidson, yeah.
Imagine, you know, your first NHL game at the Bell Center in Montreal, home ice. Played good, especially early on. I wonder if that settles a little bit now for him in his second game.
He's a Seattle Thunderbird, as you were at one point.
Right. Team.
Not too long ago, Hicks. Not too long ago. Here's the Columbus lineup, boys.
Joe, I love that third line for Columbus. I feel like those guys, it sort of seems like a group that Dean Evason just shuffles everything else around. I don't think he wants to change that one.
No, it's got a real conscience. You know, offensively, defensively. Coyle's the only right-handed centerman there in the lineup. He takes big face-offs, kills penalties, and he's a pro, and he's learning from young Sillinger and Mathieu Olivier. You know, he just a real bright spot to that line in that lineup, and for him to come in, accept, and understand he's a third-line centerman, really refreshing, I think, for him. And Dean Evason needs, every coach needs that third line that you can just kind of reset, you know, kind of change things or show the rest of the bench how we want to play. I think this would be a good way to put it. I think they do that very well. Jack Greaves, just watching him. He's the guy that now 5th game in a row, goaltender for the Blue Jackets. You know, it was alternating even up to last week when we had the Oilers on Prime. That was Jets' 1st and 4 in a row. And then, you know what? He's grabbed that net.
He battles too. I mean, he's one of the small guys, right?
Yeah.
Could be 6 feet.
He just went against Shesterkin last game and, you know, went pass for pass. I was just watching, we saw there Demidov and Marchenko having a little conversation.
That's cool.
They always catch up. Marchenko's always catching up with his fellow countrymen, the Russians. Friendly talk.